exclusive interview with Janet Jackson. She is breaking her silence about her brother Michael's death.
Michael Jackson's little sister, Janet, and his baby girl, they're close and they agree, apparently. They both hate the Michael biopic. Not interested in what it's offering up, even though their own relative is getting rave reviews for playing the King of Pop in it.
But when it's something like that, people can tend to be in denial.
So Janet Jackson just broke down and exposed MJ's addiction to CSAM. And the worst part? She was also a victim. Apparently, Janet had been silent about the mistreatment over the years. But with the MJ biopic rolling around, everyone's talking about his legacy again. And Janet just can't sit in the backseat anymore. She's speaking up because she can't hide the truth about what Michael did to her anymore. She feels like the entire world should know the truth about him instead of celebrating him. That's exactly why Janet's opposed to the upcoming MJ biopic as well. See, the family had a private screening of the MJ biopic in Los Angeles recently.
Jackson family got together in LA for a private screening of the finished film.
More than 60 members of the Jackson clan packed gathered for the occasion. However, according to multiple people in the room, the family event turned chaotic as Janet butted heads with her brother Jermaine. Within minutes of the lights coming up at the end, the atmosphere shifted dramatically when Janet began dissecting the film with brutal precision. She had something negative about almost every scene. The acting, the makeup, how the actors spoke, even how they walked. It was Janet deciding against the room that this movie wasn't going to meet her approval. Finally, at one point, Jermaine had enough and stood up and confronted Janet. And why wouldn't he? It's his son and Michael's nephew playing the lead role in the movie. According to one family insider, Jermaine said stuff like, "You are going to miss this wave. You are so jealous. Just get on the wave." Of course, MJ's family members are denying the tension. Taj Jackson, one of Jackson's nephews, made a tweet saying, "They absolutely can't stand the worldwide positivity and enthusiasm MJ is getting right now. Please don't inadvertently promote false stories, gossip, or lies. This is our MJ party now and they weren't invited." But the question that everyone's asking is why Janet hated the biopic so much. She even turned down a role in the movie. Well, according to sources close to Janet, she has an issue with the film not having any of the allegations, substances, or any mention of Neverland. The movie sets up MJ as a saint, an angel sent from music pop heaven who did no harm. And that rubs Janet, who suffered at the hands of her brother, the wrong way. At the time of his passing, Jackson was in financial ruin, in part due to his lavish lifestyle, as well as having to pay millions in out-of-court settlements to the people who had accused him. But the movie mentions none of it. Initially, the biopic was going to end with the 1993 Jordan Chandler case. Now, for those of you who don't know, Jordan Chandler's father is the one who first accused MJ of mistreating young men. However, the scene had to be rewritten because of a clause in a settlement from back in the day that barred any director from telling Jordan's story on the big screen. And with the Chandler accusations removed, the movie watchers instead get to see MJ go from a desperate to please young boy in the Jackson 5 to a softly spoken pop genius who never has so much as a sip of beer. Of course, Janet wasn't the only one who was bothered by it. Remember the Casico family, aka MJ's second family?
He was wonderful, and we treated him as he was part of our family and that he was not the king of pop, but just a human being.
He always called us the family of love, my second family.
Well, they had always defended MJ, describing him as the nicest man on the planet.
Like, I look at it now. I didn't realize it in the moment. Honestly, in the moment, I did not realize it. But I realized it when he passed that I had a unique life. Yeah. And I've been blessed, and I'm thankful every single day.
But once the biopic rolled around, those same people turned around and said MJ mistreated them.
But, now I know, thinking back, but I do remember the first time that...
when was that and where was it?
It was somewhere at a hotel in Florida, let's say, that I was just sitting on the bed with him during the day, and I was just playing my Game Boy, and I remember he just went to me and just pulled down my shorts.
Dominic and Connie Cassio and their 5 children are now claiming that MJ mistreated 4 of the kids at Neverland Ranch on trips and at tour stops. Apparently, they're saying that they were partly motivated by watching HBO's now shelved 2019 documentary Leaving Neverland, where Jackson was accused of mistreatment, noting it helped deprogram them and process what happened. Even MJ's daughter, Paris Jackson, has things to say about the biopic as well. She believes the film presents a false narrative and wants nothing to do with it. She thinks it's a sugar-coated fantasy.
A big reason why I haven't said anything up until this point is because I know a lot of you guys are going to be happy with it. Like, a big section. The film panders to a very specific section of my dad's fandom that still lives in the fantasy, and they're going to be happy with it. is Hollywood. So it's fantasy land. It's not real. But it's sold to you as real. And there's a lot of inaccuracy and there's a lot of just full-blown lies. And at the end of the day, like, that doesn't really fly with me. I don't really like dishonesty. I spoke up. I wasn't heard. I fucked off. That's it. Y'all are gonna like the fucking movie, so just go watch it, go enjoy it, do whatever, leave me out of it.
Of course, fans may have a hard time believing Paris, since she wasn't around for anything that went down with MJ.
Just wanted to say, speak up, sweetheart, speak up.
But Janet, she had a front row seat to everything. In fact, she was super close to MJ, even though their relationship has been called rocky.
That afternoon, Michael Jackson died from an overdose of propofol, a potent anesthetic. Over the years, he had developed a dangerous dependency on drugs. And though his friends and family knew about his addiction, he resisted their attempts to intervene.
They tried to get him help multiple times.
Was there a time as a family that you thought, we need to do something here? Did you do anything?
Of course. That's what you do. Those are the things that you do when you love someone. You can't just let them continue on that way. And we did a few times. We weren't very successful.
However, according to Janet, the problem was that MJ was in denial about his issues.
But when it's something like that, people can tend to be in denial.
Was Michael in denial?
I wish he could answer this question for you, and not me.
She also said, you can't make them drink the water. I'm a true believer in prayer, a big believer in prayer, but it's something that you can't do for them, something they have to do for themselves. But the part that bothered her the most, it's the fact that the public found her guilty by association. In her self-titled documentary, Janet sat down in front of the camera and said this: there's a great deal of scrutiny with having that last name. When asked whether the allegations against her brother affected her professionally, Janet said, guilty by association. I guess that's what they call it, right? And for someone who went through so much because of MJ, that was the biggest burden to bear. At the end of the day, Janet has had to endure a lot because of the allegations against her brother, but she's done letting people walk over her and tell her story. She's speaking her truth by not associating with the biopic. This way, she's letting everyone know about what she really thinks of her brother. The only question is she going to join the others and ask the estate to compensate her for the pain that her brother caused her? More importantly, is her truth going to inspire more victims to come forward? And is the estate going to sue Janet for trying to trash the biopic?